Okay, so the Young Turks, Cenk Uygur, has started something called the Progressive Economic Pact. And he's taking this around to politicians and people in media, influencers and whatnot, to have them sign it, and you can sign it too, anyone can sign it, to fight for the 5 pillars that are embedded in this pact. Okay, I'm going to go over these 5 pillars with you real quick. Okay, number 1, higher wages. I pledge to fight for $15 minimum wage and collective bargaining and to work on behalf of the American worker instead of corporate donors. Okay, way on board with that. We need higher wages. The minimum wage hasn't been raised in over 10 years. It's ridiculous. People are working for starvation wages and they can't make ends meet. It's getting beyond ridiculous. No problem committing to that. Okay, second one, the second pillar is Medicare for all. I pledge to fight for single-payer healthcare system for all that transforms healthcare in this country into a right, not a privilege. Once again, fully on board with that. We need a Medicare for all system, preferably the Sanders bill, which is the gold standard. We're the only country in the world that doesn't do this. This isn't controversial. It's controversial here, where we live in a right-wing hellhole. Okay. The third pillar is Green New Deal. I pledge to fight for a 10-year plan to mobilize every aspect of American society to achieve net zero greenhouse gas emissions and create millions of new high-wage jobs, building the infrastructure and industries of the new economy. Okay, once again, that's pretty easy to agree to. We have 12 years to avert a climate catastrophe. It's time to get on the Green New Deal, or something like it. I don't care. We just have to address it, and we'll make millions of jobs in the process. It's a slam dunk. If you say you're progressive, you should support a Green New Deal. That's it. All right, moving on. Pillar number 4 is college for all. I pledge to fight for free college for all so that everyone can get to the American dream, not just the wealthy elite. So I agree with that. We need to make college more accessible to everyday people. It's not hard to get on board with that. Okay, the last one, the 5th pillar, end the corruption. I pledge to fight for a constitutional amendment to ban the private financing of elections and to use all available paths to that amendment so we can once again have free and fair elections. Awesome. We need to get money out of politics. Plain and simple. We have to work towards it and we have to accomplish it. So if you claim progressive territory, signing on to this should be no problem. It just seems like a slam dunk. If you want to get money out of politics, you want to get PAC money out, you want to get the dark money out, the billionaire money out, you can sign this. That should be easy. And here's a list of people who have signed so far. Representative Ro Khanna, Justice Democrats, at large, it just says Justice Democrats. 3, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. 4, Sakat Chakrabarty. I know I probably messed that name up. But he's one of the founders of the Justice Democrats, former. Kyle Kalinske, my boy. The PCCC, Bernie Sanders, Marianne Williamson, Mike Gravel, Cenk Uygur, Anna Kasparian, politician Allison Hartson, and John Iadarola. So Cenk Uygur just started doing this the other day. So I actually saw some additional videos with Cenk going around, and he had even met with Beto about it. He said he'll take a look at it. Andrew Yang said he loves the spirit of it, and he's on board with like 90% of it, but I don't think he can sign it because Andrew Yang is committed to different ways to get to these things. And I give Andrew Yang credit for that. Like, he's a man who sticks to his principles and his values. So even if Andrew Yang doesn't sign on to this, I don't think any less of him. And most progressives know that Andrew Yang is somebody who's committed to what he believes in. And that's why I claim him as one of ours, as a progressive. I claim Andrew Yang, okay? Maybe you don't. I don't care. But Andrew Yang definitely embodies the spirit of this, and, you know, he's on board with like 90% of it. Tulsi Gabbard said she would look at it. Who else? Just a whole bunch of people. Eric Swalwell. So more in the days to come, we'll figure out who's on board and who's not. But, you know, I think this helps a lot of people figure things out too. Like, I think a lot of like Democrats and centrists who claim progressive territory don't have any idea what progressive territory is. And this is a good roadmap to what economic progressive territory is, objectively. Whether you sign on it or not, you know, because so many centrist Democrats are, you know, they're socially liberal and they're economically conservative, and they claim the left. And I'm saying you can't do that anymore. You're what I call a right-wing Democrat. If you want to be a left-wing Democrat, you know, and a real progressive, you're going to go for all of these, and you're likely going to sign this. So I think this actually clears up a lot. If a liberal looks at this and be like, oh, yeah, okay, well, I'm not for that, not for a Green New Deal. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm not progressive. I'm not progressive at all. So this can serve as a roadmap for some people if they take a hard look at it, but whatever, that's my 2 cents. Anyway, I'll leave the link down below. You can check out this pledge, like, share, and subscribe, and click the bell.